Hi and welcome to my channel. So career progression is something that I'm really passionate about. So obviously in today's video, I'm going to tell you 3 easy and simple things that have really helped me to progress really quickly in my UK career. Obviously, these are things that if you also implement in your own career, it doesn't even matter where you are, they are going to help you because the fundamental values and things that are associated with success are going to be applicable anywhere that you are, in any profession, in any job that you're doing. It really doesn't matter. So if you're somebody who is keen on career progression, if you're keen on personal development, if you're keen on productivity, then look, you're welcome here. So if you're new here, you're welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, I appreciate your time. And like I've said, I'm going to be talking about 3 different things that have really helped me in my UK career to progress pretty quickly, because I started my journey working as a carer in a nursing home. Within 5 years, qualifying as a nurse, I was already working as an advanced nurse practitioner, which is the most senior clinical nursing position in the profession. So this is a position that normally it would take your entire career, and only a handful of people are able to get to this position. So to be able to get there in just 5 years is something that is actually really remarkable. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, like really, you want to hit that subscribe button right now, so you're the first person to be notified every single day when I drop a new video on here at 10 a.m. prompt UK time. This is a promise that I'm making to you. This is dedication, and this is that implementation to make sure that you are also implementing. And by the way, I want you to leave a comment in the comment section. What is your situation right now? Are you in the UK? What career are you in? Are you keen on career progression? If you are, what position are you trying to get into? Are you looking for jobs? What job are you looking for? What challenges are you facing? Because obviously my videos, my channel is all about career progression, securing free visa sponsorship opportunities, work from home jobs that you can earn a lot of money online, usually without any degree, without any experience whatsoever. It's all about your problem solving skills, as well as starting your own side business so you can make a lot of money, retire early. Again, I'm on a mission to retire before I hit 40. So that if I'm working after 40, it should be a choice, not because I'm broke. So if you check the comment section below, you see a link to my free newsletter. Once you join that newsletter, I send information directly to your inbox as it does become available. So my newsletter, you drop your name and your email. It won't take you up to 20 seconds to join, and you are part of it. Also, if you've got any personal questions you want to ask me, you're going to find my contacts obviously on that newsletter. Do feel free obviously to message me. So career progression, that's what we're talking about. So what is the first thing that I was saying? And look, all these 3 things are things that are very superficial, which means that anybody can implement. I'm not even getting deep into those strategies, but I'm just talking about simple things that anybody can implement. You can implement those things from today. What is the first point? So the first point is, how many jobs do you actually have? Let me tell you, the more jobs you have, the more the chances for you to progress higher up in your career. What this means is that, how many jobs have you had in your career right now? Let's say if you're a nurse, for example, you're a carer, I don't know what it is that you're doing. How many jobs have you had in terms of just the number? And actually talking about this, I was reading a magazine, an article from Forbes, because I'm a subscriber. I like productivity, I like high performance, so I subscribe literally in all the high performance magazines, coaching programs. I mean, all sorts of programs that I pay every single month. Some of them I pay yearly, because it just helps me with my mindset, with my personal development, most especially. So I was reading an article, and they said that basically, people that stay, if you stay in a job for more than 2 years, long term, you're going to be earning at least 50% less than your counterparts that are leaving and changing their job, say every 2 years, for example. And let me tell you, the number of jobs you have is going to be very, very closely linked to your career progression, which means the more jobs you have, the better. And by the way, if you're watching this and you're not aware, I do have a private career coaching program where I support nurses, carers, student nurses, prospective student nurses, people that want to get into healthcare, students, people that are looking for free UK visa sponsorship opportunities, whether you're already in the UK or you're still out of this beautiful country looking to move. I can support you with that. If you check the description box below or the about section of this YouTube channel, you're going to see a link to my private coaching program. Once you join, you get that tailored, individualized, and personalized guidance. I make sure that what are the opportunities available, what are the pathways available for you, which one should you take, when is the best time, how do you position yourself so you're the best candidate and you're successful. Because look, these things are all competitive. These opportunities are very competitive. If you're watching this and you're applying for jobs right now, you know what I'm talking about. So I make sure that you are in the best position possible. Interview preparation: what questions will you be asked? How do you actually answer those questions? What is the concept? Because the truth is that if you are not aware of what these things are, you're going to be getting those unfortunate emails for as long as you keep on applying. You need to understand what it is that is needed. So that's what I provide through my coaching program. If you're a nurse, for example, back home, you're currently in the UK working as a carer, you're trying to transition into nursing, I can guide you with that journey, with or without IELTS or OET, and just support you. If you want to get into nursing, I can also guide you to get those free apprenticeships so that you don't have to spend thousands of pounds studying at university, but instead you get paid for the pleasure of becoming a qualified nurse. You're looking to change your sponsor to move to the NHS. Again, I love the NHS because of the career opportunities that it brings, career progression. As you know, this is something that I'm keen on. So again, I can guide you to get those jobs with the NHS, because if you're not aware of what the requirements are, how to go about it, it can be very, very challenging. So the earlier you can, get into what you want to get into, what you deserve to get into, the better. So like I've said, if you check the description box below or the about section of this channel, you're going to see a link to join my private coaching program. If you've got any questions about it, do feel free to reach out and I'll be able to provide that information that you do need. So like I was saying, in my first 2 years as a nurse, I had 4 different jobs, which means by the time I was qualified as a nurse for just 2 years, I had worked in 4 different places. Not only that, but I also did a master's, in nursing, which was mentorship in nursing. I also did that in the 2 years. So you can imagine how long I was staying in each job for. I wasn't staying for a long time. By the time I was qualified for 5 years, I had 6 different jobs. And let me tell you something. When I go to an interview and somebody looks at my CV, the first thing they say to me is, Melvis, your experience is absolutely mind-blowing. You have amazing experience. How you've achieved all of this, we've got no idea. But look, when we saw your CV, we were so impressed. So let me tell you, if anybody tells you that, you need to stay in a job for a long time, it's better for you, I'm telling you that it is not better. Even Forbes magazine says that you're going to end up earning a lot less than your counterparts that are moving jobs. And let me give you a practical example again of myself. So my current job, working as an advanced nurse practitioner, if I want to move to the next position, which is like literally the only other position that I can progress into, that is a nurse consultant. Because when you get to the nurse consultant level, that's like, there's not much else you can do. So if I have to become a nurse consultant, my current employer has said I need to have a PhD in advanced clinical practice, which means it's going to take me 5 years to get that PhD. But do you know what? If I choose to go to another employer, if I choose to apply for a job elsewhere, as long as I tell my future employer that I'm willing to undertake a PhD at some point, they can give me that nurse consultant position. So as you see, if I remain with my current employer, I will have to do a PhD to become a nurse consultant. But if I'm willing to move to a new employer, that new employer will be willing to accept me, give me the job as a nurse consultant without a PhD, but I will need to accept that I am willing to undertake a PhD. Do you see what the difference is? Which means that I already know that if I stay in my current job, that's what's going to happen. But if I choose to move, then I have that opportunity to get a nurse consultant job even without a PhD yet. So what do you think is the best thing for me to do in this position? I want you to leave a comment in the comment section. If you were in my position right now, would you stay with the current employer, do a PhD for 5 years before you can get a nurse consultant job? Or would you move to a new employer, get the nurse consultant job still, but promising that you're willing to undertake a PhD? Again, leave a comment in the comment section below. If you've got questions about anything else, do leave them as well. Any tips that you want for yourself, again, do feel free to leave them. So that is the point. Then another thing is also the quality of your employers. Look, it is not only about the quantity of experience, but the quality of your employers also matters. Let me tell you one of the things that I did when I was looking for my nursing job, my first job as a nurse, I said to myself, look, I need the best employer in the UK. I don't want any mediocrity. I need the top, the creme de la creme to be able to work there. So the good old Google is very good. It's going to give you all the information. I went to Google and I was like, look, who is the best employer in the UK when it comes to the NHS? Which hospital is the best? And look, the top 3 hospitals that came up, those were the 3 hospitals that I applied to work in, the top 3 in the country only. So I was not going to even apply for the 4th hospital. I was like, no, this is not good enough. I need the top 3 in the UK. So I applied to all those 3 hospitals. I got interviews with all 3. I accepted the top 2 to do interviews, got both of those offers, and I accepted the best hospital, which means when I started my first nursing job in the UK, I was working in the best hospital in this country. And that's why I'm saying that when you're building up a career, you need to think long term. And right now, if I apply for a job, just the fact that I've worked in that hospital, having that on my CV, people know that, wow, this is amazing. So you've worked here. That is so good. You've got to be really good because this hospital is the best. Again, when you're choosing your employer, I cannot overemphasize the importance of choosing the right employers, of doing your research. Don't just accept the job because you're being offered. You need to have a choice. You need to have a voice. So that's why I'm sharing my own tips that I've done, some of the things that I do in my career, some of the decisions that I make in order for you to be aware. So that was the second thing. And the third point was the structure of your experience. So you need to have lots of different jobs, obviously, employers, whatever you want. You need to have quality employers, but you also need to have top quality experience, which means that if you're thinking about where you want to specialize long term, yes, you need to have those many jobs, but the many jobs need to make sense. So when you put all those jobs together, that experience needs to make sense. Let me give an example with myself. I knew that I wanted to specialize in surgery. I wanted to keep working in surgery as a nurse. I didn't want to be in medicine. I didn't want to be in, other specialties. I wanted to specialize as a surgical nurse because I always wanted to become a nurse practitioner. So what I did was I worked in district nursing. I worked in surgical assessments, surgical assessment unit. Then I moved from there to minor surgery, day surgery, and I did colorectal surgery. You see what I mean? Which means that I worked in all the different specialties of surgery, which means that if I have a patient in front of me, if that patient needs assessment, I'm able to assess the patient. If the patient is pre-op, so they're going for surgery, I know what to do. If they have had surgery, I know what to do. If they are post-op, so they've already had surgery, what is the post-operative management? I know exactly what to do. If that patient has gone to intensive care, high dependent unit, what does that patient need? I have had experience as well caring for high dependency patients that are post-operative, so I know exactly what to do. And so applying for a job as an advanced nurse practitioner specializing in surgery, when you look at the CV that I've had, look, even if God not give me a job, because the experience that I have is so relevant to the job that I'm applying for. And that's why I say you need to have lots of experience in terms of, how many places you've worked so that you pick up those skills. You don't need years and years in each specialty to know what they're talking about. And that's why when you talk about being a fast learner, it's not only on the CV, it needs to be in real life. I'm a fast learner. When I get somewhere, I give myself 4 months, 6 months. I need to know what that specialty is about. Once I know, I need to move on so that I can accumulate that experience and then build it up, in the position that I want. So what do you think about all these tips? You know what I mean? Which one do you like the most? Does it make sense? Or do you think it's just all crazy? But these are the things that I've done in my career. These are the things that have really helped me, apart from mentorship, obviously, which I haven't mentioned in this video because I'm going to do a whole video on the power of mentorship alone. Because no matter how strategic you are, if you're new to the UK, you need a mentor to guide you. Somebody who's been there, done that, to know exactly how to guide you, to give you the steps that you need to take to get where you want to get to. So again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you want to hit that subscribe button so you're the first person to be notified every single day when I drop a new video on here. And if you like this video, just hit that like button. Let me know I should do more content like this. Check out these other videos that I've done. That's just going to give you even more information on the things that I've spoken about. I appreciate your time, and I'll see you in this video.